As far as just, this is your third season here at USC, what have you learned the most throughout this whole time you've been here?
Like from Coach Riley or just kind of in general?
What's the one thing that stands out that's like you've got to learn throughout your time here?
I think just like being decisive with all my decisions, kind of living with that and just roll with it, not go into it very hesitant, just kind of, take charge and all that.
And obviously losing the two wide receivers, Lane and Lemon, obviously, with two of your your connections. How is building the connection with the wide receivers that you got going on?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, we put a lot of work in this offseason. It's been a really cool camp. Those guys are getting after it. It's real competitive out there. And I think we're building real good chemistry. I'm excited for the season, and, we can't wait to go out there and compete.
What's the biggest thing you want to learn from the scrimmage to learn?
I guess we'll have to wait for the scrimmage for me to learn. But I think just continue to be decisive. Obviously when the scrimmage is over, we'll go watch the film and see whatever I can fix up on and learn up on. But I think, after that, we'll just, take the coaching points from coach and, move on.
What about the team as a whole? What do you want to learn from the scrimmage?
Just the physicality, the mentality that we have, and, the super fundamentally dominant team that we have, and, just, showcasing what the coach has been doing.
Coach Heward said as a younger guy, you could be hard on yourself after plays didn't go your way. How have you gone about learning how to flush a bad play and move right on? How has that process gone for you?
It's been really good. It's been going awesome for me. I think the biggest thing is just to learn how to compartmentalize everything and, being able to flush it, not let it affect and, lead into the next plays and, continue to show, this team that, nothing's going to affect me. We're just going to go out there and compete.
What's the most difficult thing you have to work on or learn when you get a new center? With Killian being out, as you work with different guys, what's the thing that you're trying to work on most to get that cohesive bond between you two?
Yeah, I think, we've been getting reps from, all the guys, really. So it's, a super bummer about, what happened with Kill, but I think, all the guys, that are taking reps have been, super phenomenal and doing their job at a high level. I feel comfortable back there with all those guys up there. I think, we just continue to move forward in the right direction and compete.
Is there something that you're looking forward to this season? Obviously, there's a lot that you can look forward to, whether it's the new recruiting class that you guys brought in or your new wide receivers that you guys have. But is there something in particular that you're looking forward to this season?
Scoring touchdowns, just going out there and, playing ball with my boys, going out there and, showing the world and, just the kind of team that we have. And, I'm super excited for that.
Coach Riley at Big Ten Media Day talked about the strides you've taken during your developmental period with him. It's something that might not pop out, but I noticed at the beginning of practice today, you guys were going from one position group to the other one. Sam Heward kind of had a little half jog going, and you went full sprint all of a sudden. It was like, right then it was like, there's the team leader. And also, it's been really noticeable about, just speaking, being more vocal. How much pride are you taking in all that leadership work you put in?
Yeah, I think Coach Riley has done such a great job, just putting me in different situations and scenarios to, step up and be the leader. And I think, shout out to him and, just to continue to, have the conversations that we have outside of football, has paid a lot for me. And, I take pride in the conversations that we have, as well as Coach Heward. They've been doing such a great job of just getting us right and, really just sharpening the edge to continue to be a leader. And not just for me, but also Sam, Jonas, everybody in the room. They really just want to bring the competitor out of us.
The walkthrough room that you guys have, are you using that already, and how does that potentially elevate what you can do? Yeah,
it's been phenomenal. We've already had a couple walkthroughs in there. We'll just go in there sometimes and, just continue to use it. It's really cool. It's a really good deal. I think, it's kind of a leverage, like we like to think about it as, playing a game before the game. So I think it's a real cool opportunity for us to, get better.
How do you stay mentally focused as far as, because I saw you on the field, you were doing a little two steps, you were getting groove on, you were dancing to the music, you were letting loose. When did that start becoming a norm for you, where it's like, okay, I can be myself a little bit,
Yeah.
and I can be a leader as well?
I think just, finding the joy in everything that I'm doing, you love, when you, it's just saying, it's like, if you love what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. So I think, just finding in that joy and, continue to find that love in the game to continue to, enjoy it and enjoy the process. Stay where your feet are at.
Thank you, Jayden.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Jay.